beauties, welcome back to Beauty from A to Z. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me. My name is Alicia, if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet. And I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do for my Valentine's Day video? I thought I could do a Valentine's Day tutorial, but Valentine's Day looks are so personal and individualized, and then I thought maybe I could bring Tommy in the video, my boyfriend, and he could do my makeup or something. But what I decided on is I would tell you a story about a very bad blind date that I went on. I thought that it related to Valentine's Day for sure, but more importantly, I think Storytime videos helps you get to know me a little bit better. And if you enjoy them, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, stick around for more videos. If you don't enjoy it, I'll go right back to the makeup stuff. But today, I'm going to just jump right in and tell you about my blind date from hell. So I'm going to preface this video by saying some details, names, things like that have been changed because the person I went on this date with is actually a family friend. So if he happens to watch or find this video, which I don't think he will, or someone happens to see it that knows the people involved, I don't want to spread any bad karma like that. I just want to tell you my experiences and my side of the story. So, like I said, he is a family friend, and I remember very distinctly the day I was with my cousin. We were playing pool. Well, I was watching him play pool, and somehow the topic of this guy came up. We're gonna call him Moose. And he is the son of a very good friend of my family. So somehow my cousin said it would be a great idea if I went on a date with Moose. Now, I was single, I was really enjoying being single, and I just want to put this out there. Ladies, I think you should all be single for at least a year, maybe 2 in your life, just to really find yourself, enjoy yourself, do things you want to do, come into your own. It was really some of the best years that I've lived was when I was single. You don't need a man. You don't settle for anyone. It was just great. I really enjoyed my time. I did what I wanted to do, and I had a lot of fun. So I was open to new things, open to meeting new people and going on dates and whatever. So my cousin, and I think my cousin gave me his number, and we ended up texting. And finally we said, okay, he asked me out, let's go on a date. We were gonna go out to dinner. So when I was single, I was going to the gym constantly. I took really good care of myself. I was fierce. I was good. You know what I mean? So I was very confident in myself, and I was never nervous for dates or anything like that. I was just like, all right, well, let's see what this one brings. So I stupidly didn't do any, I didn't look him up. I didn't ask for pictures. I didn't ask around about this guy. So the night of the date comes, and I get glam just to go to work, so I get glam to the nines if I'm going on a date. So I was actually ready on time, which is a very rare thing, believe me. And I remember his car, so he asked if he could pick me up, which I usually never agree to on a first date, especially a blind date. But since he was a family friend, I agreed to it. So he pulled up in front of my house, and it was when I lived with my parents, and I was upstairs with my parents, and before I could even make it down the stairs, I hear bop bop on my, that was supposed to be a knock. Was that better? On my door. He's already there. Like, sprinted up my walkway. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So I open up the door, and you can tell, I don't know, some study said like within microseconds whether you're attracted to someone. And like I said, I am glam from head to toe, and he shows up wearing this grubby Boston sweatshirt that was dirty. It said Boston. I know exactly where you can get it, on the subway, because I went to school down in Boston. You can just grab it right off the train. They sell them to all the tourists and the fans of the Pats or the Bruins or the Red Sox, what have you. Dirty, ripped jeans that could be compared to like Janko jeans, like baggy. They weren't Janko jeans, but they were close enough. And these white, dirty sneakers with these really long shoelaces. I was just like, okay. I instantly knew it wasn't going to be a love connection, but like I said, I was open to new things and just, you know, putting myself out there. So we went out to his car and we're driving along and just small talk. He says, do you want to stop by my house before we go out to dinner? You can see my place, meet my roommate, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, sure, why not? So we go to his place. And it was an obvious bachelor pad, but it was a nice place. It was pretty big, and his roommate was glued to the sofa playing video games. Like, I think I just got a, you know what I mean, from the roommate. So we have a drink beforehand. And so we have a drink and we're talking, you know, what do you do for work, and blah, 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 small talk. Then he says, do you want a tour of the house? Sure, yeah, I'd love a tour of the house. I'm an interior designer. So, you know, he shows me the upstairs. It's kind of one big room, living room, kitchen. And then you go downstairs, there's the bedrooms and a bathroom. So we go downstairs and, you know, as we were going down, he goes, oh, I'm not feeling so well. And I was like, oh, you all right? Yeah. Okay. So he shows me his roommate's room for whatever reason. And then he shows me his bedroom, and he wasn't like, you know, gross or weird about it, but as he walked into the room, he stumbled into his bureau. Like, he went, and his shoulder like hit the bureau. And I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I don't know, I just feel weird or whatever he said. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what is going on? So then he shows me the bathroom for whatever reason, and we go back up the stairs. Now, of course, I go first. Of course, he wants to get a look. I go first. And I'm walking up the stairs, and I hear thump, like thump, thump, thump. And I turn around thinking he fell down the stairs or something, hit his head, and he's lying on the stairs. And so he fell up the stairs. And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And he like mumbled something, or there was like no response. And I'm like, what's going on? Do you need help? Like, hello? And I'm saying it really loud, hoping the roommate is gonna come over and say something or do something. I don't even know how you can trip up the stairs. Maybe it was those extra long shoelaces. I mean, I really couldn't tell you. It was the most bizarre thing. And then to just lay there, like not move. Nothing's happening. He's not moving. Roommate's not coming. I'm just standing there like, oh my God. And so I go upstairs and get the roommate and say, your friend is lying on the stairs. I don't know what's wrong with him. can I get a hand? So the roommate gets up, finally comes and helps Moose up the stairs over his shoulder and sits him down in the kitchen on a stool. And he's sitting on this stool. It has no back, you know, just a round kitchen stool. And he's like, can't even hold himself up. And at this point, I'm like fight or flight. Like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, obviously, I told you already there's no attraction. Now all this shit is happening. Like, I just want to go. But I was trapped because he picked me up. I regret that decision till this day. So I said, you know, you seem really out of it. I don't know what's wrong, but we can do this another time. It's really not a big deal. You probably should rest. Like, I can get home. Don't worry about it. I would call a cab or something. This was before Uber. Probably 5, 6 years ago. And he's like, no, I just need a minute. So a minute turns into 20. And finally, he gets up off the stool and he wants to go to dinner. And I'm like, you know, really, you bumped into the bureau, you fell down, you were so woozy, like, we can really do this another time. It's so not a big deal. No. We have to go to dinner. Okay, let's go to dinner. So we get in the car, and all he can talk about, this is him. This is Moose. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that in front of you. I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I am just so embarrassed. I don't even know what's wrong with me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And over again, I'm like, really, it's okay. You know, let's just go to dinner, shake it off. We'll eat some good food and, you know, have a nice dinner. So the whole ride there, I mean, you could not, his face was just like that Snapchat filter with the sad, he was devastated. So we get to dinner, same thing. I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. You're so amazing and I wanted this to be so great and I don't even know what happened. And I mean, I could reiterate this over and over, but I can't even, we didn't talk about anything else. That's all we talked about. So at one point I was just like done. I like became his life coach. I'm like, listen, things happen in life. You have to accept them and move on, and you know what I mean? It's over with. It's done. There's nothing we can do to change it. It happened, but we're sitting here eating. Let's just move on. But literally, his head was basically like in his salad, just so miserable. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm a fast eater anyway, but I was just like, get this food in me. And then so we left, and in the car ride home, he says, so do you want to come back to my place? We could hang out for a little while longer. Do I want to come back to your place? Do you remember what happened at your place? I mean, I was very nice, as polite as I could possibly be. I said, listen, I have to work in the morning. The dinner was really nice. I appreciate the invitation, but I really have to go home and go to bed. I'm so sorry. So finally, The night is over. He drops me off, and you know, I can't just get out of the car and scurry up the walkway into my house. He opens the door and walks me to the door, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Does he want to kiss me? Does he think this night has led to a kiss? Like, what? No. So I give him like the quickest hug, and of course he gives me one last, I'm so sorry, and I say, no problem, go inside and shut the door, and I'm just like, I cannot believe that happened to me. I can't believe it. It was just so bizarre, and I just felt so bad for the guy. You know what I mean? It was just like, but you feel bad, but you also are so frustrated that they can't let it go, that, and you know, try and have an enjoyable night. It was just too much, like way too much. So I was so happy to get home. Like, I know people have had a lot of worse things happen on their dates, but this was just too much. And then the fact that he was a family friend, the mother afterwards, I saw her and she was like, oh yeah, I'm so, you know, why didn't it work? And I can't explain that to her. Why didn't it work out with Moose? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't it work out? You go on that date and you tell me if that would have worked out for you, you know? Oh, my other cousin loves this story, and she loves torturing me about it, so this is for you. You know who you are. And also, these cat ears are for you. How fabulous are they? I just could not resist it. They're so adorable. But I digress. So I was trying to think of some sage advice. What is the moral of this story? And first off, always have an escape plan. That feeling of being trapped, I just can't explain it to you. It is horrifying, and I could have just politely left if I had my own vehicle there, but it was just like I was in a cage, like a caged animal, and there was no escaping. It was just so bad. And I'm not telling this story to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, anyone in my family who might know who this is. I hope Moose doesn't actually see this. I don't think he will, but I just am giving my opinion on a date that went really, really wrong. Really wrong. Honestly, the most uncomfortable date I've ever had. By far. Also, secondly, even if your friends or family want to set you up, do your research. I didn't Facebook him. I didn't ask about him. You know, I was just going into it with a whole open mind, open heart sort of thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. I just wouldn't recommend it. I don't know if I went on a blind date since then. I went on some online dates, but you see their picture, you conversate with them, you know what I mean? All dates are a risk. I've been on some amazing ones, I've been on some horrific ones, but just do as much research as you can is basically all I can say. I met my boyfriend of 4 years online. So there's a positive ending to this video. So for Valentine's Day, if you are going on a blind date, I hope this story didn't scare the shit out of you or, you know, give you second thoughts, but I do recommend having fun, meeting people. Worst comes to worst, it'll just turn out to be a friend or not a friend at all. You know what I mean? But you have to put yourself out there, and when you're single like that, it's all about doing new things and just finding yourself and having fun, and that's what I was trying to do. So whether you're in a relationship or you're single, I hope your Valentine's Day is a whole lot better than my horrible, horrible date. So what do you think? My first story time. I like you guys getting to know me a little bit more, not just on a makeup level, but a little bit deeper level. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it if you want to warn some of your girlfriends or boyfriends about blind dates. Also, please follow me, subscribe if you're not subscribed, be part of the Beauty from A to Z family. I'm getting back to my once a week schedule for video uploads. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, I snap all the time, Facebook, Pinterest, all at Beauty from A to Z. And I would love to hear if you have some blind date or crazy date stories. Please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video as always, and until next time, I will see you in my next one. Mwah! Happy Valentine's Day, angels!